Good evening. Today is Tuesday, March 13th. Syrian forces attacking East Ghouta have surrounded the rebels in Douma. Syrian government forces have surrounded the largest town in the besieged enclave of eastern Ghouta, in a prelude to a possible ground assault that could further inflame a dire humanitarian crisis. Forces loyal to Bashar al-Assad have essentially split off Douma from the rest of eastern Ghouta, according to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights. A day after a Red Cross and United Nations aid convoy arrived in the town to unload food supplies to thousands of civilians in desperate need. Douma was once one of the largest cities in Syria. The report from the United Kingdom-based Human Rights Group, which said both Douma and the smaller nearby town of Harasta were surrounded and cut off, was disputed by locals, but such an outcome seems inevitable in any event as the regime presses its advantage, backed by both Syrian and Russian airstrikes. It also raises greater humanitarian concerns and fears for the lives of civilians living in the area who have fled the government's advance. More than 1,000 people have been killed in the last 2 weeks of violence in the eastern Ghouta, which borders the capital Damascus, according to Médecins Sans Frontières, which has gathered data from hospitals in the area that it supports. Local doctors said that between 49 and 65 people had died on Friday, and the near ceaseless shelling that started on 19th February resumed on Saturday morning. Accurate figures for the deaths are impossible to collate because many bodies remain trapped under the rubble of destroyed homes, and the others are buried without being taken into hospitals. The violence has continued despite a United Nations Security Council resolution demanding a 30-day ceasefire and the delivery of humanitarian aid without delay. Residents have spent weeks living underground in bomb shelters, suffering food shortages and a lack of medical supplies, with doctors saying they are overwhelmed by the number of wounded. Reports of chemical attacks that may have involved chlorine or organophosphorus have also emerged in recent days, despite warnings by Western powers that use of chemical weapons might prompt them to intervene in the unfolding crisis. The United Nations Security General has described the situation in eastern Ghouta as hell on earth, and the body's High Commissioner for Human Rights described the military offensive as a monstrous annihilation. The bombardment and the encirclement of Douma continued even as rebels in the enclave, which is home to at least 300,000 people, asserted to a key demand by Russia, the evacuation of the few hundred Al-Qaeda-linked fighters in the enclave. In a statement on Twitter on Friday, Shaish al-Islam, one of the main factions in the Eastern Ghouta, saying the decision had been taken in consultation with the United Nations and a number of international parties in the civil society. Representatives from Eastern Ghouta, a few fighters were evacuated in an initial battle. Haish al-Islam and the Failaq al-Rahman, two Islamist rebels groups, control most of the opposition-held areas of Eastern Ghouta. Any solution to the crisis will probably involve a partial evacuation of the rebels fighters and perhaps civilians, in an ideal similar to past surrender agreements between the government and the rebels. Moscow had justified the continued bombardment of the area by saying extremists remained embedded in the towns and were preventing civilians from taking advantage of a designated evacuation corridor to flee the fighting. Residents say they fear government retribution if they were to try and flee the area, or the possibility of being retrofitted into the Syrian military and sent to fight on the front line. If I thought about leaving Ghouta, I would worry about the regime because they are not guaranteed. And second, I would worry about the Shaish of Islam because they won't let us leave. Say one activist in Douma. If 100 families leaves Ghouta, the regime will say they have evacuated out the civilian and then to burn it out. We have no guarantees that the regime will protect the families that want to leave and that it won't send the men to the front lines, he added. No, this situation is Eastern Ghouta is terrible. Thinking only 2 weeks, more than 1,000 people are dead. Is a I don't know. I can't understand this done war in Syria. They are 7 years. The civil war, and it is very difficult to see one light on the end of tunnel. Every day I think the situation in Syria is far away the one peace deal, because I don't believe the rebel groups and the opposition and the Kurdistan and the Syrian government someday decided to talking about the peace deal. I don't know. I hope I be wrong, but unfortunately, is a peace deal is the end, the war ending. I think the next year, I don't know, 2 years, or when this part of Syria is controlled by rebels be annihilation, because it's the same as Aleppo. Aleppo suffered during, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. Many people dead. Is right now is in the same situation in Eastern Ghouta. In Douma is the capital of this area, this state, Syrian state, and it's very sad to know many children, women, of course men, of family, entire family. They are right now in Eastern Ghouta. The background okay, living, no? Underground, sorry, my background, underground. The people living underground during many months. The Syrian government forbidden to enter the food, the medical supplies. I think unfortunately, in my opinion, the United Nations don't have power because a United States in this side, Russia in this other side, is a fight between them. And the people, the Syrian people, the innocent people, suffered the violence, this done war, and the people of the world watch on TV. In the United Nations can't to do anything. Unfortunately, I said many times in my other old videos, my hope is to watch the final war. This war is over. Is my hope. But every day I find the same news about the Syrian war, the people died. The people death, the children, the childhood. There is not. Okay, I don't know. I can't to hope the hope. But I know because we need to hope the better future, but it's difficult. It's my opinion. It's difficult. Yeah, I said many times. I wish to help the build the Syria. I would like it, but I need to wait this final war or the end war. I still have hope. I still have faith. Allahu Akbar. Thank you very much to watch my new video. If you want to learn English, talk with me in English, come here at Class Protect Idiomas, or we can to do class by Skype anywhere in the world. Share this video with your family, friends, everybody. Give me like on my page on Facebook. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube. It's very important for me. So please subscribe on my channel. On my channel you can to find other videos of the language, Brazilian Portuguese, French, Italian, Spanish, of course in English. They are interesting videos. Yeah, I found it interesting news. I read, I gave my opinion. So comment, watch, share, give a like to my other videos too. If you want to talk with me about anything, send me a message by WhatsApp. Hitting my WhatsApp number with it will be great pleasure receiving your message. Okay. Thank you very much, my friend, in United States, in Canada, United Kingdom. I hope someday to visit United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Nigeria, Egypt. Yeah, different, because I see many comments in the different countries. Thank you very much. And then my joy can talk with you in the different countries. Very, for me, it's very it's great joy. Thank you very much. Can you have the great Tuesday night or Wednesday? See you tomorrow with other interesting news. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Bye, my friends.